Why am I losing money in the bank? You know, there are so many questions that we have about money. This is one that I keep getting. How and why am I losing money in the bank? In the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly where your money's going when you give it to the banker, right after this. So why am I losing money in the bank? There are 4 major reasons that we can put our finger on that answer the question, where is all my money going? One is the returns are very low, and we'll take a look at that. There's the arbitrage factor. We'll take a look at that. And then there's fees and inflation. So let's start with returns. Last year, the average return for a checking account in the banks across the country was 6 bips. A bip, a BPS, is a basis points, and that represents 1/100th of 1%. So at 6 bips, you earned 0.06% return, if you want to call it that, on your checking account. Savings accounts were 9% as an average. That's almost 1/10 of 1%. And then money markets at the banks had an average return of 16 bips or 0.16%. That's very low, and that's an annual average. You might have been really lucky and got close to 1% average in a bank, but doubtful. So why is any percentage a bad thing? Well, the reason is because of inflation, which we're going to explore in just a few minutes. The next issue that might be a problem for you in terms of losing money at the bank, like where did it go, is the concept of arbitrage. And we borrow this concept from the securities industry, because if you're buying something and selling something at the same time, you're experiencing arbitrage, and it's usually illegal. However, the concept can be related to banking. So what happens when you walk in the bank? You go to one teller and you say, I want to open an account. I want to earn 0.09% on my money this year. I'm feeling really lucky and I really want to get that money to grow. So you walk into the bank, you give them your money, and they promise to give you 1/10 of 1% as a reward for letting them use your money when they borrow your money. Then you go to the next teller and you say, I want to buy a house. Well, they're not going to loan you the money for your house and charge you 0.09%. They're going to charge you what? 2, 3, 4, 5 or more percent. That's arbitrage. At one point, they're borrowing your money and paying you this much. Over here, they're loaning it right back to you and charging you this much. They're paying you that, they're charging you that. That's arbitrage. Here is the big loser at the bank. You know, a bank is a place to save money, not to grow money. But the biggest problem for people in getting their money to grow at the bank or wishing that it would grow at the bank is the fees. Let's look at these fees. Inactivity charges. You're not moving around enough. Paper statement fees. Really? You kill the trees and charge me for the paper? International rate charges, lost card fees, minimum balance charges. So if I don't give you enough money upon which you can make money off of my money, you're going to charge me for that? Account maintenance fees, records fees, copy and delivery fees. Anytime I want a copy of a check, I want a copy of a report, you're going to charge me for that. ATM fees, you're going to charge me an arm and a leg just to access my cash that you're making money off. Really? That ticks me off. Insufficient fees, well, I get that one. So if I promise somebody some money and I went to Venmo or transfer or write a check and there's not enough money, I get that one. I'll give you that one. But it doesn't have to be $15, $20, $25. Really? Excess transaction fee. So I want to move more money in or out of my accounts, and if I do it more times than you think is normal, you're going to charge me for that? Really? Okay. Closing the account fee. So now you didn't treat me right and I leave and you're mad that I leave. You're going to charge me to leave and close my account? Transfer fees. Even if it's my own account and I want to move money from my own account, my money that you're getting money off of, and I put it in my other account, my money that you're getting money off of, you're going to charge me a transfer fee. And then returned item fees. This one really gets me. You know why? Somebody else screwed up. Somebody else wrote me a bad check. They didn't cover it, and now you're charging me in my account for their bad. That's not okay. This is the reason a lot of your money is not turning into a whole lot more money at the bank. Even if you were doing okay with your 0.09, your bips, you're not going to have enough return to cover even the basic fees. And then our fourth reason that you're not making any money at the bank, like where did it go, is inflation. So even if you're smart enough to do a money market as opposed to just a savings account, and you're lucky enough to earn that whopping average of 0.16%, that's 1/10 and a little bit more of 1%. Really? Are you kidding me? So even if you're doing that, you're not tracking inflation. So right now, if inflation is 1.8%, might go up, might go down, and we look at a historical average over the long term of 3.22, what's it likely to be? Well, I can tell you one thing, it's going to be higher than any return you're going to get at the bank. You know, in 79, 80, 81, it was like 11, 12, 13% all 3 years. Crazy inflation. You got to at least track that before you're even in the black. So you've got to earn more than inflation to even get something. That's one of the reasons banking doesn't work as an investment. So that's why you're not making any money at the bank. You got inflation working against you, arbitrage working against you, you've got the fees working against you. All of this stuff makes you zero net sum when you're investing at the bank. I hope this has been helpful for you. You know what to do. Like it, subscribe to it, push the buttons, ring the bells, all that stuff. We want to hear from you. We want to know what other subjects like this you have on your minds. What keeps you up at night? What questions can we answer here at Money Truth to give you what you need to do better? Because when you know better, you do better. Nice spending time with you today. God bless. Have a wonderful day.